And Umberto, so it doesn't create an echo. After it goes live on YouTube, can I have you do like a sound check to make sure everything is good? I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Okay, live captioning has now been turned on. I'll go ahead and I've went ahead and started the recording on our Teams as well. So we should be all set. All right, we'll wait a few more minutes for some more senators to join. We did have some resignations here over the weekend. So as of right now, our new quorum number stands at 33 senators. And so when we perceive to get that here in the meeting roster, we'll go ahead and begin the meeting. Right, and see a question in the chat, yeah, from Prasad, and Stuart went ahead and answered it. Our meeting is online in the Teams.
I think I'm gonna send like a direct invite to Farsad. I don't know why he can't really see the.
Should we also go ahead and post the link on the chat? See if that can be better for folks who might also be experiencing it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Umberto, do you know where the general meeting link would be?
What do you like the call?
Yeah.
Well, it's in the chat. I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know why. Sorry, not in the chat. In the.
Oh,
I mean, it's right here when you open it.
You may want to send a message, tell people to scroll up a little bit and look for the purple box with the light purple join button and the camera to the left of it. That might give somebody to look at.
I'm gonna write that then.
Yeah, the join thing just wasn't appearing for me for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing.
okay. I think we should be good now, numbers wise. So we can go ahead and commence here. I'm calling this meeting into order. And can I see a motion to put our consent agenda to the top of our agenda for an attendance vote? All right, I see a motion from Stuart. Do I have a second? All right, and I see a second from Mary. Is there any opposition in the chamber to this action? All right, I am hearing no opposition in the chamber to this action, so this motion is adopted. All right, and now do I see a call to question for the consent agenda?
So moved.
All right, was that Camden?
Yes, it was.
Perfect. All right, and do I have a second?
Second.
Let's see, I think I got a second from Mary first on the chat, so I'll grab that. And then we will move forward to a vote, and this will be the attendance vote. So look out for the forms poll on the general channel. All right, that form should post now, and senators should be able to vote. And we'll let that run for about 2 minutes here.
It's a numbers issue because there's only 40 people in the meeting and there's a bunch of staff in the meeting. So I just don't think we have enough people here. Well, it just turned to 41, so maybe some more people will come.
I had around, I'd say 10 or 12 people email me that they weren't going to be here prior to this meeting, which is the most I've ever had. So I'd say based off of that, I don't think it's likely we hit it.
So is this meeting like over or no? So if not enough people show up, does this mean the next meeting is going to be very long?
I also just want to say real quick, we've been discussing and perhaps we are thinking about other ways in which we could deliver our officer reports. Maybe, have them in a written format or, I don't know, maybe have a video uploaded, just a different way so that, you can still get our officer reports, but without taking a whole hour of the Senate time. Because we do recognize how officer reports take a very long time, but at the same time, it's very important, just to convey what we're doing. So we are discussing how we could do that so that next meeting's a little bit shorter, even if we have a lot of legislation coming through.
Mary has a question in the chat. Can we just have Studex to vote on the bills?
Any idea of when we could get those numbers? Yeah, so like if no one continues to like show and we just continue to like keep moving things to the next meeting and over again, like at some point enough people are gonna have to show, right?
I think we need to remove officer reports from in Senate because I think they take too long. And I think Umberto's idea of posting a video instead, I think that's a brilliant idea because I think if it's written, then maybe senators might be less likely to read the ones that they think pertain to them. But if it's a video, it's... Yeah, I think that would be great. Personally, I don't know if senators kind of want to give feedback right now to that, maybe in the chat or speak up if you want. Like, would that make you as a senator more willing to come and stay for the time at Senate, even on a busy week if those things are removed? Like, how do you feel as a senator?
I think it is quite a good idea. Like, we don't need to cut reports completely, but we can keep things that are beneficial and important to that specific cycle, and those that are not too important and can be delayed or delivered in another means can be done that way. I think that can be a shorter way to make it the time more beneficial for senators that are kind of busy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest, is just having the president do a officer report, just so we get something at each meeting, but shorten it.
Also, in regards to Farsad's question earlier about, also how we get these numbers to go up, I do know. So now that we an email was sent to a lot of senators to give them the opportunity to step down from their positions, and a pretty good amount that hadn't been coming did open up that position. So that opens them up for people to to apply, and the application process usually gives us like a better idea of how committed they are going to be, because going through the application process and explaining why you want to be involved and how you want to be committed, like it kind of just gives a better idea of a candidate versus someone that's just trying to run in the election. So hopefully, like once those seats are open and new people apply to them, they'll be more committed overall. So yeah, because I do want to say I really, really, really appreciate, and I know Ethan, Naya, and Holly are on board with this, every single one of you that have been showing up to all these meetings. We are really thankful. We know you're not the problem here. It's mostly the people that are not showing up. So hopefully by opening up those spaces, new people will come in that will be as committed as everyone here in this call on a Sunday is. So yeah, and hopefully we don't have to go through this again.
I don't think we'll be going through this again. I mean, the quorum number already lowered, and with this quorum number, we would have been able to do the agenda last Wednesday. We just probably haven't met it because it's a Sunday afternoon. So I honestly don't think we'll have this problem again, and more people are going to be removed by the next meeting.
I also think for the next meeting, maybe as we are going to have so many bills to go through, we shouldn't have a guest speaker so that we can actually get the work done. I think obviously this week the guest speaker was very important given the issues we've been facing on campus, but I think for the next cycle, if we just focus on legislation, that's probably, and passing it is probably the best bet rather than adding something extra to the plate.
Yeah, I definitely agree with both Holly and I agree with both Holly and Max, and I would also like to add that I think in cycles where we do have a guest speaker, that we could maybe curtail the officer report. I mean, just maybe have the president give a report, and then cycles where there isn't a guest speaker and we will have more time. And I don't really have a problem with the full slate of officer reports, but on top of a guest speaker like last Wednesday just ends up being a lot, maybe a little bit too much time for some people to commit. So I'd be fine with like selectively curtailing the officer reports if need be.
Yes, I think the curtailing the officer reports to the president, maybe the vice president, and then I think if we can plan out the agenda where if we have one item or multiple bills, if we think there's going to be any debate, we move right into those. And then if there is, let's say, an issue where we only have one bill or no bills, that's when we plug in those guest speakers and everything, and give the individual executive committee members more time. That way it gives us a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to figure out how to unraise my hand. It's so I don't know how to do it. Okay, well, okay, now I do. Also, I think a big problem for me anyway is the fact that for Umberto and I, we can only work 20 hours a week. And when Senate's taking up like going on 3 hours, I can't stay because I have to also do the things of my job that aren't Senate. So then I'm always having to leave early and not necessarily participating in the process because it's going so long, because I have the other things to do. And I can't work over 20 hours a week. So that's another consideration that needs to be taken in with Senate. It's like I'm always having to leave early because it's just going really long. And I have other things that I have to do that are more pertinent to my job in succeeding,
So my suggestion would be for, as it was said earlier, sort of having officer reports be pre-recorded and then but published, like, let's say a day beforehand, and then only having a questions section in the meeting, and just have that be the standard practice from now on. I think that would be a good idea, just to keep attendance up and then allow like the shorter meetings to actually be short instead of having 9 p.m. be like an early stop.
Yes, so what I can build off of the order of the bills to be voted on, maybe important bills and bills that are easier to be voted to be put on top. I don't really know the order of that on our SSRR, but like some bills to fund organizations or things that are not that controversial, maybe going through first or in an easier manner, so that we can focus more time on the more controversial and those that needs more efforts of senates. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan and Umberto.
Thanks, Ethan.
For working so hard. We appreciate you.
Thank you all for coming.
See ya.
Thank you all. We love you.